Megha Pathak from Ardent Progressive School, your bio teacher. Children, as you know that we are revising the chapters, so from today onwards we will start chapter The Fundamental Unit of Life. So let's begin. See, cell, we know that cell is discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. Okay, so there are some major landmarks related to cell discovery. Like cell, it is discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. And second, Lewis Hooke, he discovered free living cells or bacteria in 1674. And third, Robert Brown in 1831, he discovered nucleus. Okay, and Schleider and Schwann, he proposed cell theory in 1838 and 1839. That plants, they are composed of living cells, and animals, they are also made up of cells. Like Schleider, he told or he proposed that all the plants, they are made up of cells, and Schwann, he told that all the animals, they are made up of cells. And Purkinje in 1839, he coined the term protoplasm, and Virchow in 1855, he expanded the cell theory. Means he told that all the cells, means the new cells, they arise from pre-existing cells. So Virchow in 1855, he expanded the cell theory. So children, on the basis of a number of cells, organisms, they are categorized into two groups: unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are the organisms which have only one cell, means in them single cell act as a whole body. And multicellular organisms, they are made up of more than one cell. On the plants, animals, and they are multicellular organisms. Okay, and unicellular organisms, their examples are Chlamydomonas, bacteria, okay, amoeba, paramecium. These are single cell or unicellular organisms. And cell shape and size, it also varies. Cells, they are of different shape and size. Okay, and some cells, they have fixed shape. Like most of the plants and animal cells, they have fixed shape. Okay, but there are cells which do not have a fixed shape. They change their shape. Like WBC. जो WBC होती है हमारी body में, there is no fixed shape of WBC. And amoeba, it also changes its shape. Okay, because it is a jelly-like structure. And the fixed means the cells which have fixed shape. These can be elliptical, and its example is wax cell. And they can be discoidal like RBC. Okay, they can be spindle shape like smooth muscle cells. We have studied about these smooth muscle cells in tissue chapter. Okay, so cell fixed shape cells, they can be of different size and different shape, and their size also varies. There are cells which are smallest in size, like mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is the smallest cell. Its size can be 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer, and largest cell, which is ostrich egg. And you know, cells, they perform various tasks. Means their shape and size, it is depend on the function cells perform. अगर हम human body में देखें तो different parts of human body, they perform different functions. Like stomach region, it is meant for digestion. Means the cells which are present in our stomach, they do digestion. देखिए digestion होता है जो खाना हम खाते हैं, that is digested by different types of cells. Yes, we have organ level of organization, but different parts of human body, the cells present in them perform a certain task. Okay, like the cells which are present in our heart, their function is pumping of blood. Okay, and the cells which are present in kidney, their function is filter the blood. Okay, so cells, they are of different shape, different size, and they perform a certain task. Now children, let's study the structural organization of the cell. You know, every cell has three special or three basic features. And what are these basic features? Cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. These three components or these three parts are present in every cell. Okay, so first we will study about cell membrane. So what is cell membrane? It is the outermost engulfs its food by the process of endocytosis. In this amoeba, it forms a complex structure and it engulfs the food particles. Okay, so this is called endocytosis. और आपको पता है हमारी जो WBC है उनमें भी phagocytosis होता है. What is phagocytosis? It is similar to endocytosis because WBC they do not have a specific shape and shape, but these cells perform phagocytosis. Means whenever any foreign particle attack in our body, जैसे foreign particles like bacteria and fungi, so WBC they engulf it. Okay, same like amoeba. So that is called phagocytosis. Okay, so plasma membrane, it is selectively permeable, it is semi-permeable, and it helps or means due to the lipids and proteins, it enables the organism to engulf their food. Okay, like it happens in amoeba and WBC also perform. They also engulf the foreign particles. And plasma membrane it makes a mechanical barrier which keeps separate the internal contents of the cell from the external environment. Okay, means जो सेल के अंदर के कंटेंट है उनको एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट से सेफ रखता है, उनको मिक्स नहीं होने देता. So it makes a mechanical barrier. It provides a specific shape to cell. It helps in providing the shape of a cell. Okay, it protects the cells from microorganisms like bacteria and other pathogens because it is the outermost covering of the cell.
Children, just now we have studied about plasma membrane. We have learnt its function. And the transport of substances is the most important function of plasma membrane. And transportation of substances across the membrane may take place with expenditure of energy, and this is called active transport. मतलब प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के अक्रॉस सब्सटेंसेस का एक्सचेंज में एनर्जी भी कंज्यूम होती है. कुछ सब्सटेंसेस ऐसे होते हैं जिनके ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में, जिनके मूवमेंट में एनर्जी कंज्यूम होती है, और इस टाइप के ट्रांसपोर्टेशन को हम बोलते हैं एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस अक्रॉस द मेम्ब्रेन without the expenditure of energy is called passive transport. And passive transport is of two types, diffusion and osmosis. And through active transport, glucose, amino acids and some ions pass through the plasma membrane because their movement consumes energy. That is why it is called active transport. Now children, let's understand about diffusion. Diffusion is the spontaneous movement of a substance, and substance can be solid, liquid or gas, from a region of its higher concentration to a region of its lower concentration. Metabolic gases like CO2 and O2 moves out and into the cell through diffusion. See children, CO2, it is the waste product of our body because it is formed after respiration. So inside the cell, concentration of CO2 is higher as compared to outside of the cell, and due to this difference in the concentration, CO2 moves out of the cell by the process of diffusion and O2 enters the cell by the process of diffusion when the level or concentration of O2 inside the cell decreases. Now children, let's understand about osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of water from the area of its higher concentration to the area of its lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, and it takes place only in liquids. Unicellular freshwater organisms and most plant cells tend to gain water through osmosis. Roots of the plants, they also absorb water from the soil by the process of osmosis. And osmotic solutions are those solutions which can cause osmosis, and they are of three types: hypotonic, isotonic and hypertonic solutions. So what is isotonic solution? The medium surrounding a cell has same concentration of water as that present inside the cell, and in this condition water crosses the cell membrane in both directions, but the amount of moving in remains the same as the amount moving out. So, there is no overall movement of water. As a result, no overall change is observed and the cell size remains the same. And hypotonic solution, the medium or solution surrounding the cell has high water concentration as compared to inside of the cell. And in this condition, cell gain water and swell up via endosmosis. देखिए, अगर हम सेल को हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन में रखेंगे तो सेल वाटर गेन करेगी, और ऐसा इसलिए होता है क्योंकि जो वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं वो सेल के इनसाइड और आउटसाइड दोनों साइड मूव कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ज़्यादा वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स दे विल एंटर इनसाइड द सेल and cell will gain water. Now, hypertonic solution. The medium surrounding a cell has lower concentration of water than the cell. देखिए, hypertonic solution concentrated solution होता है, means it has lower water concentration, and in this condition more water leaves the cell than enters it, और इसका रिजल्ट क्या होगा? Cell will shrink. Now children, let's understand about endosmosis and exosmosis. See, when we place cell in hypotonic solution means dilute solution as compared to cell content. So in this condition, we know that plasma membrane, it is semi-permeable. So water molecules, they pass through it in both direction. Okay, but more water molecules will come into the cell, then leave it, and the cell will swell, and this phenomena is called endosmosis. And now exosmosis. See, when we place cell in hypertonic solution concentrated solution as compared to the contents of the cell. So in this condition, more water molecules, they will come out of the cell, and in this condition cell will shrink, and this is called exosmosis. And in isotonic solution, the cell size will remain the same. Now children, let's understand about plasmolysis. So plasmolysis happens in plant cell because in plant cells there is a special structure found which is called cell wall. And children, when we place a living plant cell in hypertonic solution, in this condition plant cell loses water through osmosis, which results the shrinkage or contraction of protoplasm away from the cell wall. So this is plasmolysis. Beta, today we will do till here, and I'm sharing a PDF with you. It has some revision questions. Please do those questions in your notebook.